And we were totally on the screen that entire time.
Were we?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Collective Podcast, where apparently I'm making weird faces at the camera prior to us going live. My name is Adam Kraut.
I'm Jon Patton.
And I was waiting for that music that we couldn't hear to
we
finish playing.
We don't actually hear the music. We just have like a little bar
There's
at the
a little
bottom
bar
of
at
our
the bottom.
So we're watching the bar just like...
Yeah. So that's what you guys just saw. So congratulations. This week's show is brought to you by Tactical Baby Gear.
And the TGC Patriots over at patreon.com/The Gun Collective.
Yeah.
We will get into this bad boy. People that are in the know will know exactly what I'm pointing at. There's a rifle on the table. We'll get into that at halftime.
Okay.
Hey. If anybody out there watching live still hates the music, keep crying about it because we're keeping it. All right. So, Adam, how are you, man? As you're about to take a sip of a Red Bull, clearly
cool.
in need.
I was feeling my hippie mug right here from the local convenience store. No, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, it's been a long day working on some home improvement stuff, and
you were putting in some flooring.
Yeah.
You were adulting really hard.
That whole do-it-yourself thing. Screw that. Just pay somebody.
I am a firm believer in pay somebody that knows better than you.
I don't know. I think it looks okay. I'm not going to live there forever, and it's better than the carpet that was there.
That's good.
So it looks nice. The molding.
Look at
the
me.
molding.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. The molding. The walls aren't quite square. The molding is. I learned some new things. I learned some new.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's how you do things. That's how you learn things, by doing them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So whatever. It is what it is, and I'm happy to have a house that I can actually kind of walk around again.
Sure. Shout out to everybody that's watching live here on the Tube of You. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
We love you. If you want to do a super chat, you're more than welcome to do that. We will absolutely read that out. For those that are unaware, super chat is a feature built into YouTube where you can donate a couple bucks and in this instance, get it read out. It makes your comment bold so that we can see it. Izzy will be grabbing that. He's there in the comments talking to you folks. Adam, what's going on this week? There's stuff.
Yeah, there is stuff. Deerfield is going for broke here. They're amending their assault weapons ban that the injunction was issued against.
So they had an injunction issued.
Yes.
And we've been talking about this. It's all over social media.
Yes. So they've decided that, you know what, that wasn't good enough. They are amending the wording there with regards to the high-capacity magazines to, I guess, clarify the intent.
What do you mean by that? Can you explain that without reading the article?
No, because I didn't read the article earlier. So, no, I would have to read the article here to tell you about that. They apparently did not ban large capacity magazines. Their ordinance was supposed to mirror Highland Park's ordinance that was, I guess, similar in what this one was based off of. And apparently they failed to do a good job of that. So they are amending the language there, but there's still an injunction issued.
Funny thing, we talked about the fact that the NRA claimed this as their victory, NRA ILA. I've seen like 3 or 4 different gun rights organizations claim this as their victory.
Well, they've also...
I think that's ironic.
I mean, it depends whether or not they were involved in the litigation in some capacity.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think that as a normal person, you would not just say, hey, this is our victory, but we all won together? Wouldn't that make more sense than saying this is an NRA victory?
No.
I just think that's really that's a lie. If it's one, it wasn't just one organization. The earth cracked open and gun rights organizations attacked Deerfield, which is great because they should. But I think it's ironic that it was only Deerfield that this has happened to, and it does it seemingly nowhere else. That we don't see this kind of massive attack, at least on a state level. We don't see this, and that doesn't mean it's not happening. We don't see it. But I think it's interesting that now they're all, this is our victory. Well,
of course,
it's clearly not over yet. I don't know.
It's good for money purposes. So I thought that was interesting because Deerfield has been something that we've.
So where's Highland Park? Is that in Illinois as well, or is that Florida?
Probably.
I don't remember.
Highland Park, Chicago suburbs.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And that one withstood challenges all the way up apparently to SCOTUS. So.
Oh, jeez.
Since I know we got a large Californian audience here, I thought this one was worth mentioning.
Side note
too.
before you get too far.
Sure.
We are going to take a look at, and I'm going to start working on this. If you guys know of some Californian compliant parts that you want us to take a look at, shoot me a message or something, because we're going down that path. I think it'll be real interesting to take a look at some compliance stuff. Go ahead.
Okay. California Department of Justice, this was a press release on Monday. 2 weeks left to register all bullet button assault weapons.
Assault weapons.
Yeah. So you got 2 weeks left to do that. And I don't know what the penalty for you not doing that is, but it probably involves jail.
We should probably...
and a lot of money.
I've been bugging Adam about this because it's very complex. We've kind of not jumped all over this, but I think we need to get out there and talk about the penalties and all that sort of stuff if we can figure that out. I can.
I just don't have the resources. I don't have it pulled up in front of me. This is just their press release saying that, hey, you got 2 weeks left to do it. So I don't know, but I presume it would suck to.
We talked about it in the legal brief episodes.
Probably. And there's more.
In some effect.
There's more.
I don't know,
stuff.
but California, good Lord. Oh, side note, I posted in TGC Nation a while ago. It was from Thordston Customs. Are you familiar with them?
Yes.
So they put up a picture of what appeared to be a compliant rifle.
Yes, probably was.
And it said 18 days to register your something or other. I don't remember the exact wording. Exclamation point. And my comment was, I'm not sure if they're excited about gun control or not.
No, they're not. I've talked to the owner of Thordston Customs. He does everything he can to create compliant parts for people in banned states. He has a big customer base out in New York as well, because of their silly laws out there.
So that's kind of a catch-22. And this is this. I know I'm speaking from the perspective of an audience member. If your business, like a large portion of your business, relies on compliant states, then would you not be more inclined to have those states keep those laws? And it's in the same vein of the gun industry loves the statement of the gun industry loving gun control.
Sure. Yeah. Well, fear drives sales.
Right. It's that same vein of thinking.
Yeah.
But you said you've talked to the guy, and he's...
Yeah, I've talked to him before, and
okay.
he's definitely a pro-gun guy. He just happens to be making some... He lives in California, so he's, he's not that carpet bagging would be the correct term, north coming to the south to run stuff, but for those of you that don't know what carpet bagging is. But, he does live in a banned state, so he's producing something that is useful for him. Delaware.
Delaware?
Yeah. Hi.
That went out yesterday.
Delaware.
You did an episode on this.
I know. We've been talking about Delaware a lot. The episode on the legal brief was about Delaware, and it was about their bills that they're facing. And of course, as this episode was being edited, there was news coming out that they were going to hold a vote to try to suspend the rules to bring the assault weapons ban bill to the floor. So for those that don't recall or weren't paying attention or whatever, quick recap here. A couple weeks ago, I was in Delaware with members of Delaware Gun Rights for a state Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on their assault weapons ban. It was voted down 3-2, so it did not pass committee. It still could have been brought to the floor by voting to suspend the rules and bring it to a vote, and that was not successful yesterday. So they actually was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I forget. I guess 2 days ago.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember. Whatever. In the last 2 days, they held a vote. It did not succeed as far as the rules being suspended to bring it to a vote. So I actually had Izzy edit that in as text because we couldn't possibly film that at that point.
Yeah.
But, after I spent all that time talking about the bill, I figured it was important to let people know we were still paying attention to it. So good for Delaware. There were pictures from that event where those dudes filled Legislative Hall again.
I think it was a guy on Instagram named Ginger Cattleman. I believe that was his tag, and he put up some cool coverage and tagged TGC, so
cool.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah,
pumped
awesome.
to see that. I love, honestly, guys, if you're out there on social media and you're doing something that's important like that, share it with us. We may not be able to share everything with the mass audience, but we will definitely be paying attention. That's for sure.
It was Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. So we filmed it Sunday night or something?
No, we filmed that last week before
Friday.
the podcast. Was it Friday?
Was it Friday?
No.
I don't remember. It was Thursday?
It was Thursday.
So it was a while. Okay.
Either way, it was the day
doesn't
of the
matter.
podcast.
Podcast?
Yeah.
All right, what else is going on? There's some more nonsense, I'm sure.
Yeah. New York Times reports that our favorite Mayor Daddy of New York City, former Mayor Daddy, I guess, Michael Bloomberg, is going to be spending $80 million this coming year in the midterm elections to get Democrats elected. His goal is to flip the House of Representatives.
Can you blame him for trying?
But
No.
the NRA buys politicians.
Meanwhile, the New York Times is publishing this.
Yeah, meanwhile...
He should spend that money.
Meanwhile, Bloomberg himself is spending $80 million.
Hey, look, Ginger Cattleman is in the live chat saying hi. He's right there.
Sup?
You're such a dork.
Yeah, well...
$80 million.
$80 million.
That's more than Baby P Pants has in his savings account.
That's more than I have in my savings account.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting that he is spending that money, and as you guys all well know, he's a big proponent of gun control.
Because controlling people is how you take all their stuff, and apparently he wants all the things.
Yeah, apparently having a fair amount of things isn't enough. And by fair amount of things, I mean a whole lot.
I
more
need
than most
to
people.
listen to him so that I can do some kind of weird impression of him, but I have no idea what he sounds like. So in my head, it's like, I want your stuff, and that's probably not what he sounds like.
I was gonna say he probably sounds like an asshole, but
Hashtag censorship.
yeah.
Timestamp.
This one I found kind of interesting here. The artist, so you guys may have seen, if you've ever been to Chicago or you've ever seen just pictures or you watch NRA propaganda, because I don't know what else you could call it, the Chicago bean sculpture.
Uh-huh.
You're familiar with that? That giant...
I've been there. I have pictures with it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've been to Chicago
I've never been
several
to Chicago.
times. It's a beautiful city. I like the city of Chicago. I think their gun laws are stupid.
Their pizza sucks.
The guy that I credit with kind of getting me into guns, Big Boar, he's there, and I've been there many times.
Their pizza sucks. Can I just read?
No, it doesn't suck. It's just not regular pizza that you're used to.
It's not good pizza.
It's like...
And it's hard to screw up pizza.
It's Chicago style.
It's garbage is what it is. Anyway.
So aggressively awful. All right, what's...
I know. I don't understand why it's it.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
What's the problem now?
So that was created by a British sculptor. His name is Anish Kapoor, and he's filed suit against the NRA for using his sculpture in a recruitment video that was published.
But it's not the bean. It's a Cloudgate sculpture, whatever that is. It's showing the bean sculpture, but it's talking about a different one.
Oh, what the heck?
Yup, bait and switch. Thanks.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
all
the
right,
bean.
So, all right.
Yeah, it's known known locally as the bean. I guess
but they call it Cloudgate?
I guess its proper name, Bean's proper name is Cloudgate. Horrible name, by the way. Very British.
Yeah.
So apparently he was a little upset that his sculpture had been used by the NRA to, quote, support its despicable platform of promoting violence and ownership of military assault weapons while blocking any meaningful gun control.
So let's have a discussion about what it's like for full-on adults to just be blackout stupid.
Well,
This is ridiculous. So for those of you that are unaware, the bean is about 40 or 50 feet long. This massive chrome bean shape.
No,
that is,
it's the cloud gate.
Thanks, Adam. It's gigantic, and it's in a park along the water.
What reasonable expectation of privacy does this individual have?
What
with his
reasonable
sculpture?
expectation? It represents the city at this point. Like when you see the bean, oh, that's Chicago.
No, it's my sculpture.
I own that. You can't take pictures and put it on your video, so I'm going to sue you. Who told this guy this was a good idea?
Well, he did register. So you are correct. The actual sculpture is owned by the city. He registered the piece with the U.S. Copyright Office, so he's suing, I guess, based on copyright violations.
How do you copyright something in the public domain?
Well, a lot of things in the public domain.
Yeah,
are
but my
copyrighted,
point
I
is
don't know how you.
That's like copyrighting a building.
I don't. Yeah. Well, and I was just gonna say I don't. This isn't my area of expertise by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know how you would copyright something that is.
I'm going to copyright my house.
Publicly visible. Right? It's like reasonable expectations of privacy for people. Like if you're recorded walking down the street, you don't have a reasonable expectation of privacy. If somebody's filming you in your own home, then there's an invasion of privacy going on. So I just don't see how with I don't know. You know,
wait, he's British, right? So I'm going to copyright my home. You're welcome.
Huh. That's why we.
So this guy's an idiot. Let's move on.
Tea in the harbor. Smith and Wesson reports lower expectations after decline in sales again. Their fourth quarter sales.
Who is projecting this? That they're getting it wrong all the time.
That's a good question.
They should probably look into that. That should be a thing.
So it's I don't know. Their challenging fiscal year came to an end April 30th. Overall net sales were down nearly 33% to just under $607 million.
Yeah, but we have no idea what their overhead looks like. So that is
they
true. Could be making $5 out of that.
That's true.
We don't know.
CEO says next 12 months look worse.
Well, let's take a second here. Are we talking about strictly Big Blue, or is this including all their sub brands as well?
That I don't know because the article's not.
I would
very
bet
clear.
that 607 million is probably just Big Blue.
I would suspect it might be because they're saying share price. Well, they're talking about share prices for Smith & Wesson parent company American Outdoor Brand spiked by 6% despite downturn in sales.
Okay.
And I don't know if James Debney is the CEO for Big Blue.
I'm not positive on that.
Let me. No, it looks like he's the CEO of American Outdoor Brands.
Okay, so we're not sure exactly if we're talking about American Outdoor Brands.
Yeah, but
or
either way, it doesn't look good for at Smith and Wesson, generally speaking here. Which is interesting, and it'll be curious to see kind of what happens with Gemtech under them as well.
Gemtech is toast. I'm calling it now.
Okay.
Gemtech is toast.
Toast, you say.
So here's the thing. Where is AAC? Point and case.
Good question.
Point and case.
Yeah.
AAC was bought by
Remington.
It was Freedom Group.
Freedom Group.
And it is now a shell of its former great being.
Yes.
Gemtech, a once touted brand, is seemingly going to end up in the same bucket.
I suspect so.
We don't know. You know, people ask us all the time, hey, what do you know about such and such thing that's happening behind the scenes?
Everything, actually. I just don't tell you any of it.
Yeah, nailed it. So let's real quick dive into the fact that on the assumption that this is American Outdoor Brands and not just Smith & Wesson.
Sure.
Can you pull up who they own? American Outdoor Brands, because it's Smith, it's Thompson Center, because I talked about Thompson Center on TGC News, and that was really they came out with a couple of new rifles, but they
own Smith,
okay,
Thompson Center, Gemtech, Crimson Trace, Bog Pod, which looks like
they bought up a bunch of smaller brands last year.
Frankfurt Arsenal, Goldenrod, the things you put in your safe.
Tipton,
Hoyman,
Wheeler,
tree saws,
Schrade, the knives.
Yeah, Old Timer, Uncle Henry, Wheeler Engineering,
So they own quite a few.
Bubba Blade.
I don't know what that's probably like a
It
sharpener or something.
it looks like a fish thing.
Okay. So look at all
one
those
kick-ass
brands, right?
knife.
Look at those brands as a whole.
Yeah.
There's a lot of SKUs,
Oh yeah.
and I would bet, especially if we're talking just firearms.
Yes.
Look at all the revolvers that Smith and Wesson makes that nobody's buying. Like, look at the amount of guns that they make, various SKUs.
Yeah.
They are making far too many. It's like a
It's
restaurant.
not as bad as Sig.
That's true. Well, I don't know. We'd have to put them side by side. But the point is, it's like a restaurant that has some like super ridiculous menu.
Cheesecake Factory.
Precisely. You're not going to sell all of those all the time.
That's where you're wrong.
Well, that's Cheesecake Factory. But
That's
you understand my
Cheesecake
point.
Yeah, I know.
You understand my point. And then you've got Thompson Center, where they haven't seemed to fully understand the modern customer. They're trying to.
They're getting better at it.
Well, they've worked with House of Arms, our friends at
Yeah.
House of Arms, to try and get into that modern market. I mean, I've got a TC right here, this that I'm touching, this Encore. It's a 500 Magnum. That's cool. That's thinking outside the box of what people are normally getting into. But
Definitely appeals to the millennial generation. It's very hipster.
it's
of you.
very hipster gun. Yeah, I only have a single shot. It's a 500 Magnum, whatever.
Goes well
I had
with
it
my
before everybody
espresso.
else. The point is, that could be an issue. If they simplified all of those brands, kept the brands themselves, but simplified within the brands, I suspect a stronger brand as a whole.
But why don't you make that anymore? I wanted to buy that.
I wanted to buy that slightly different colored revolver.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy that.
No?
Here's a can of spray paint.
Here's the next two are related but not related to the same topical thing. So there's the article's titled "North Georgia Gun Manufacturer Dropped by 2 Banks." So the actual gun manufacturers are.
I know this guy, by the way.
Do you?
We can get him on the podcast, guaranteed.
Well, Honor Defense. We've talked about him before. They had issues with they had a recall, didn't they?
I don't remember if it was a recall or something.
Very early on, I feel like in the podcast we talked about it. But anyway, so apparently 2 different financial services have cut ties with him due to him being in a business where he sells firearms.
He actually reached out to me about this, and I didn't feel like it was significant enough because I didn't want to go chasing down banks and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. Well, the article lacks information as to what the banks are that actually did this, but it goes with the theme, if you will, that we've been seeing in some regard with different strategy on ways to, I guess, really.
Yeah. How do you take the legs out from under the gun industry?
Well, money.
It's money.
Money. Yeah. So I thought that one was interesting, and then the next one is related, and this one is more problematic for this manufacturer. Slide Fire has $1.6 million in revenue that's outstanding because the financial institution it used for credit card processing is holding on to it.
What? How?
I don't know.
That's bad.
The Utah bank is
Merrick
apparently trying to shield themselves from tangential, hypothetical, unviable, and currently non-existent liability in personal injury lawsuits involving Slide Fire.
How would somebody sue the bank?
Well, I guess
how would they have any liability?
This is the bank, or this is a lawsuit. Slide Fire.
Well, they got sued in something regarding. They included the bank in it?
No. Slide Fire sued the bank. So here's the complaint. Slide Fire versus the bank.
When was this filed?
This was filed April 6th. April 6th. And let's see what else here. They've withheld about 20% of sales. The bank continues to hold that on until they. Yeah, it sounds like it's in relation to lawsuits that could potentially be brought against Slidefire, and I'm not
I think
sure.
that's interesting that they're just holding their money hostage.
Well, Slidefire's suing to get it, and the worst part is Slidefire's got to expend money to get its own money now. Especially, and they also, I mean, as we've talked about, they've shuttered their doors as well.
Yeah, they're done.
They've closed up, which will be interesting to see if that. Assuming this,
I thought that was a bad move.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, we won't know until the ATF comment period is over.
I was going to say whether or not ATF moves forward with a
I just thought it was.
regulatory
thought it was
change.
crappy because they gave up.
Well,
in my eyes,
they may have weighed their options. Is it better to walk away and be able to pay bills now, or is it? Do you spend all your money trying to fight something, come out unsuccessful, broke, and everybody's like, well, that sucks for you. Tough luck.
I don't. I mean, it's all speculation.
Sure.
It's complete speculation, but at
I'm
the same time,
to see if they'll reopen if ATF's regulation doesn't go through. Would be
curious.
We are seeing states, states one by one are banning bump fire related items.
They're trying to.
Well, some are. Some have been successful
Yeah.
in it. So we'll see where that.
Hey, should we talk about what we did last weekend or last week?
I think we talked about it last week.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Well, there'll be a video.
Yeah.
Izzy's working on it.
There will be a video.
Yeah. Okay. Is it about halftime? Let's do halftime.
Oh,
Unless
yeah?
we got do we have one more?
Yeah, we got actually 2 more.
We have a couple more. Let's do halftime now and come back to them.
Okay. Do it.
So we want to take some time here to pay the bills. First of all, shout out to everybody that's out there watching live. This show happens to be brought to you by some great folks. And I'll let Adam kick it off with Tactical Baby Gear is one of our sponsors. That's the owner right there,
Ditch
actually.
the
in that
girly
picture.
diaper bag with tactical baby gear. Available in a broad variety of colors, including tan, green, camo. They have a whole bunch of they have a whole bunch of different things. They have tactical diaper bags, tactical diaper bag backpacks, baby carriers, and some accessories.
Even a tactical teddy.
Yeah,
tactical teddy.
even a teddy bear that actually looks pretty rad. If I had a kid, I would probably get one for my kid. But the whole idea behind this is to make baby gear a little more masculine, so you don't have to walk around with your wife's floral print diaper bag or whatever she has chosen for your child.
And maybe both of you guys like this sort of stuff,
yeah.
and maybe you've got a baby with your husband. And I mean, if you're a dude, you've got a husband.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm not sure how else that would... Well, never mind.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
TacticalBabyGear.com. They've got a whole bunch of
code.
really nice stuff, including some bulletproof, as they say,
panels, yeah.
armor panels.
Yes.
And, so Tactical Baby Gear TGC10.
Is the coupon code.
Yeah. What else? Who else are we sponsored by?
The TGC Patreon Patrons Patriots.
You're just going to add words to that every week?
If I could find another P word that went along with that, I would totally add that in there. But
Patronies, as you said the one week?
Patronies, yeah. We could do alliteration like crazy.
So the TGC Patreon supporters, you guys are incredible. You know who you are. We appreciate everybody that comes over to Patreon and donates a few bucks a month to support what we're doing, specifically this podcast. The support has been incredible over the last few months, and we genuinely appreciate it. And one of the things we do for the folks that get in at least $5 a month is we give away a firearm. This bad boy in front of me. Can you hold that up for the folks watching the video?
Oh, it looks kind of heavy.
Looks kind of heavy. That's not heavy at all.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is a Ruger American chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. It's got a threaded barrel. And this is the one with the removable magazines. I believe it's AICS pattern. So it's a bolt action. These are actually, as far as I'm aware, these are pretty, one, they're affordable if you want to buy your own, but two, these are accurate. That's what I'm being told. And I believe it's a 20-inch barrel. It might be a 22. Doesn't matter. I'll get the final specs when we actually announce this in a video, but it's going to come with an optic on top. with this bipod and ready to basically throw ammo in it and shoot on Patreon is where you can get involved in that. Patreon.com/The Gun Collective is where that's at.
Slick green color too.
Yeah, it's not quite OD. It's more of
It's like a sage.
It's like forest.
Sage,
or yeah, like
forest
sage.
green, yeah.
What was it? Foliage. That's what it was.
Yes.
That's the Magpul color.
Yes, that's what it
Foliage
looks like.
green.
Yes, very good, very good. All right, we got a couple of super chats here. The first one is from Luis Herrera.
We got super chats.
Yeah.
We got super chats.
Yeah, you have to do a legal myth episode on AR pistols in California. Love the channel. Keep up the great work.
Hey, so there's an announcement that I'm not going to make right now, but I will hint. We're going to be working with a company that does pistol-related stuff quite a bit more with the legal brief. Hint. It's a big deal.
Huh.
All right, what's next?
Corpse a lot. Message in a bottle from New Jersey. Send help. Please. I don't know how you send a message in a bottle over the internet, but
message in a bottle via super chat in a YouTube chat.
It's in brackets.
It's in bracket. All right. What's the last one?
Darker shale. Not English.
Do you think?
Yeah. Do you think the NRA will have any luck with the suit for New Jersey, or should I trash my 15-round mags?
Never trash your mags until after it's done.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I can't predict the future. That requires a someone else to interpret the law and give their opinion on it. So I guess time will tell. That could potentially, depending upon where it ends up, could go to a high court. And
in the Third Circuit or the Fourth Circuit, remember that guy?
Yes,
he was citing law from a different circuit.
Yes, I remember that guy.
Way to go!
I wouldn't do anything yet. I would see as long as you remain compliant, or you face the potential penalties for not being compliant.
Yeah, hang on a second. Hey, if Izzy is out there watching, or any of you guys, could you go ahead and drop a link to the Patreon page in the chat for me? That would be incredible. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Are we ready to continue?
Yes, we are. So we've got two more. Army. We talked about.
I should have bought two of these, by the way.
Well, there's always next week.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week, but the Army has added more guns to its subcompact weapon trial.
What did they add?
Well,
an HK!
Yes, a UMP 9. They added
an UMP 9, which is a cool gun, by the way.
Yeah, they are sweet. The Angstad UDP-9 subcompact, and it takes Glock magazines.
Yeah. Interesting.
Noveski.
Yeah. Do you think this is the pistol cal that we looked at SHOT Show, or is this something?
Oh,
else?
it very well could be.
But that was a 10 mil.
So,
do you think the military would adapt 10? No way. No way would they do.
Maybe
10
it's the
mil.
Ghetto Blaster.
It's not the Ghetto. There's no way they would not do the Ghetto.
Well,
Blaster.
no, they changed what it was called so that they could sell it to like law enforcement and stuff because nobody wanted.
So do you think these prices that are listed here are what they're going to sell to the military for?
That's the contract award. So
that's
what they
only like
intend to solicit an award. But
I saw this article and I thought that was confusing.
So this is what they've paid for it, I guess. These new awards bring the total spent on weapons for these evaluations to $258,240.
Hey, this is the United States government calling. We would like to get one of your rifles to test. Okay, that'll be $50,000. Like, what do you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like,
hey, we need one of those hammers that you make and one of those titanium sporks. That's what Noveski should sell them. They're sporks.
A hammer?
Yeah, I think they have a hammer too.
Atlas has a hammer.
No, not that hammer. I think Noveski had a legit hammer, like a claw hammer.
Why?
Because it's a Noveski.
Hashtag Noveski? I mean,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
So I just thought that was interesting that they added 3 more to that, and it's good to see a familiar company in there.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then the last one is it's actually a video that we're not going to play. And
we're not going to play because it's quite long.
Yes, but I'll drop
23 minutes.
I will drop the link here for you guys to check out later on if you wish to do so. So there was a Vice article on, or Vice video rather, on gays and guns. Had to do with, I guess, the issue of rising crime against members of that community,
like quote unquote gay bashing.
Yeah, gay bashing. And what was, I had seen it was coming out, and I actually know a couple of people that are representing the pro-gun view in the video, and I hadn't had time to watch it until this morning, and somebody tagged me in a link, and I sat down and watched it. Jeff Bluvman is in it.
Yeah, Jeff is a local
guy out of Philadelphia.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
I haven't seen
Jeff.
It.
Is probably one of the most manly,
yeah,
manly dudes I've ever met in my life. Actually,
somebody had to explain it to me, because when I first met him, he and I did some training videos for my old channel, and I had no idea. And they were like, "Oh yeah, he's gay," and I said, "Oh,
really?
Okay,
yeah,
sure, whatever. He can shoot."
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Jeff can
good
shoot.
Dude.
When he pulls out an AK in his bedroom, because this is for fighting in the streets.
What other kind of stuff was in this?
So they
this
interviewed
video?
him. They interviewed Piper from Pink Pistols out in San Diego, California. That's I think the most active chapter of it.
Okay.
They also interviewed some people from Gays Against Guns down in Washington, D.C., and Jeff Bluvman actually went to meet with one of those guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so they met, and they obviously it was really highly edited and whatnot.
Of course. They got to skew it somehow.
Well, yeah, so essentially the other guy said that there was no way that he would ever consider taking up arms against somebody who would potentially hurt him. And I have Jeff's quote here, because I actually laughed when I started to watch it. And
I think this whole concept is pretty interesting.
So I can't read all of it because there's some profanity, but Jeff Bluvman said to the guy after the guy gave him a response essentially about being non-combative. Jeff was, "I want to give myself the ability to completely destroy that mother effer's world." And it's such a Jeff quote. I was like, okay, well, that's a very different, peace, just leave me alone. And the other guy's like, no,
he would be fun to have down here in the studio.
Oh yeah,
we'd have to get another microphone set up somehow.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I'm sure
so,
we could.
Anyway, it's worth a watch. It's an interesting perspective from a small subset of gun owners that's increasing in size, and so I thought that one was interesting, and it's worth a watch there.
Somebody literally in the chat just asked what this gun was. Well, but we spent a couple minutes.
They probably just got here. So in new product news,
we got new products.
Yeah.
This isn't really new because we covered it at SHOT Show.
Did we?
Yeah, I covered the Nikon booth, but talk about it.
Let's see.
What
this
is it?
What happens when I don't hang out or pay attention to what's going on? So I saw this and I was like, wow, I kind of want to get my hands on one of these. It is.
We can
yes,
probably
let's
do
make
that.
that happen.
Yeah.
The Nikon P Tactical Super Dot.
So they for clarification.
Yes.
So they had the P and the M line.
Okay. Is the P the superior, or
the P was the baseline? The M was kind of your mid.
Okay.
I believe I may have that backwards,
okay.
but
it's one or the other.
It's one or the other. I'm an idiot. Sorry. So they kind of rebranded stuff within their line. I think P was Pro Staff and M was for Monarch, and they had that in their They kind of had them co-branded as tactical, but now I think everything kind of falls into. They kind of clarified it.
Gotcha.
But anyway, P Tactical Super Dot. This was something they were actually. You know what? I think they were teasing this at SHOT. I don't think it was ready.
Okay. So it retails at $199.
That's MSRP though.
MSRP. Yeah.
So we'll probably see
it retails at
$175,
probably.
$160 probably on sale.
Probably. It just started shipping. It's a 2 MOA dot.
And this is a classic tube style red dot.
Aim point looking kind of device. You got your knob for, it looks like
brightness adjustment or something.
No, I don't know what the side is there. Because it looks like on the top you have your brightness.
Might be the battery.
I think it is the battery, and then on you have your windage and elevation. Obviously, it includes spacers for third co-witness or full co-witness. It kind of steals from the aim point idea a little bit there, with the caps for your windage and elevation having the drive built into it.
Oh yeah, sure.
which I think most manufacturers are actually doing it anyway.
I said this. We talked about the Acro.
It's night vision
on TGC News, and we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did.
And I think generally it's generally accepted that the entire industry has copied Aimpoint.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's generally.
Well, I mean,
like, oh, yeah,
you
sure.
know, it works, so why not? 10 levels of brightness. So I'm actually, I would like to get my hands on one of these. I think that would be a.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know when they're going into full production on those.
Well, they're starting to ship.
So
they're shipping now.
I'll explain it to you. I just talked to them about getting some more optics.
Okay.
But I'll see what we can do about those.
Yeah.
Somebody in the comments, I'm just going to touch on this briefly. Somebody said we should do a longer version of the podcast.
No.
No. We do an hour because that's about as
That's what
long
we
as-
have a tolerance for.
Yeah, like I used to get the comment about TGC News, and I answered it hundreds of times probably. You should make the show longer. And my response was, no, I don't want to, because I don't want to make the show boring for myself or just not have a good discussion.
We're good with an hour. We could certainly bring a guest.
I think if we brought a guest in, it might go a little bit longer because there's three of us talking at that point. But the whole point is, it's not a slight against anybody that wants a longer show. We appreciate that people want to see more of it, but
tune in next week.
Yeah, I don't think that
Listen to old episodes.
we are those people.
Lage.
Lage.
I
I
don't know. I thought you
Lage?
knew. You sounded very authoritative. When you
I
said
was,
Lage.
and then immediately backed off of it.
It's Lage.
This company makes a bunch of stuff for the Mac.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They make like a like buffer kit to like change your fire rate and a bunch of other stuff like that. So this is based off of the Mac 11. Is that correct?
Yes.
What is it?
It is a upper receiver that takes AR-15 mags.
So what's the point of this?
So
Is this a cheap?
Essentially, it's to make a cheap M16.
That's interesting. You know what I saw?
Here,
I saw this.
let me throw this up on the screen. You describe this thing for
it's kind of
friendly.
Difficult.
Nah,
it's
you
like
got it. You're
it's
good.
like a stretch AR-15 that was made in a shed.
There you go. Now give it a little more context here.
So from back to front, it's got a Magpul MOE stock with potentially a side-folding adapter. It's difficult to see from where I'm sitting. Then it's got the full lower of a Mac 11 machine gun that we're all very familiar with, pistol grip, etc. And then on top of that, it's got this very long upper receiver, and I would assume in there either a direct impingement or some piston system carrier, and a magwell for an AR-15 that it looks like they may have just chopped out of somebody's receiver, and then of course the fore end and barrel. It's weird looking, and I don't hate it.
It is.
It's strange, and I would love to shoot it because Macs are actually a ton of fun in machine gun form. Like, they're just so much fun.
Never mind. I'm not even going to ask the question as to why anybody would buy one in a non-machine gun form, but
Well, people do dumb stuff all the time.
Point John.
Yeah, I know. I'm a guy, and I said that. All right, so what do you think? Would you ever...
I think it's going to make the price of Macs go up.
You think?
Yeah.
It certainly changes their adaptability.
Yeah, and they've received. Let me also preface, or not preface this, but also so they received the determination letter from ATF, and they've been approved. They've approved both versions. They're starting production.
Why do they need an approval letter for an upper?
Well, I think they want to make sure that they are not producing anything that would be.
Would this potentially be considered like a machine gun or some kind of wacky conversion thing?
I don't know. Without looking at it, I think they may just want to make sure that they're not doing anything outside the scope here, which without a whole lot of stuff in front of me.
They're estimating the price on these things is going to be about $3,000.
But if you're playing with machine guns, $3,000 is like, pocket change. Unless you're buying a Mac, in which case that's half the price of the gun.
That's kind of weird. I would really like to have a Mac.
Would you?
Yeah, they're fun, man.
Nah,
I mean, it's the same. If you're gonna have a machine gun, there are only a few that I would purchase.
Ho, 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 I have a machine gun.
What would you buy if you could buy...
M16, hands down.
Hands down? Yeah,
Hands
that's
down,
definitely
without
top
a
of my
question,
list.
because it's one of the most versatile ones out there. And we're talking about money-wise as far as affordability.
No, I'm talking about what you would
Sear,
want, not
money. Okay. Well, what I would want?
Yeah. Given
HK Sear.
Okay.
Because the Sear packs, you can just toss in a whole bunch of different hosts. I would like an M16 because I'm...
Yeah, because M16.
Because M16. I would like a transferable AK.
They're fun.
Crink.
Would you do 5.45 or...
No, I do 7.62. Although I did shoot a Crink at one of the machine gun shoots, and that thing was it was a Valmet, and that thing was
great.
Gangster.
Yeah, they're great.
That
the 5.45
but
AKs are super fun to shoot. So I think it's interesting that you went for like non-belt fed, and you're like kind of list of 3 there.
I don't not. Oh,
go ahead.
I would need one, but a PSG one. Pull a Taylor.
Oh yeah,
Taylor.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, there's a certain madman.
We talked about that guy.
Did we?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's worth mentioning
because some like PSG one came up on sale or something.
Did it?
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast.
That gun was like the quintessential gun you wanted as a sniper rifle in a whole bunch of video games.
Yeah,
and he made it a machine gun. I'm just
yeah.
So what would you pick if we're talking machine guns?
You
get 3 because I gave you 3. Yeah.
Okay, so is this a money no object type?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
Okay. FG-42.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to shoot the MG before I decided the MG-42. I had someone offered to let me borrow that once I get some things in order.
Mm-hmm.
FG-42 for sure. The Fallschirmjäger 42. Oh my God! I've talked about that here on the show before. Definitely an M16, and then I feel like either a USAS or an AA-12, just because #shotguns.
Taylor told me they're pieces of garbage.
The USAS is junk, or the AA-12?
AA-12.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he works on machine guns all the time.
Yeah, I know,
so I'll take his word on it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Back to the topic at hand.
I suspect that this will make the price of Max go up just because now you've made it a little more versatile, and everybody loves being able to slap different uppers on things here. So I guess what I don't know is they look like they're barreled actions. Obviously, what I don't know is if you are
barreled
able
uppers.
Uppers. I don't know if you are able to swap out into a different caliber on your own, like 300 Blackout, for instance.
Once the production of the Max 11/15 begins, the company will also start working on design similar to a similar upper receiver chambered in .308 Winchester.
Yeah, there you go. But that would require a different mag well. That's
it would require some engineering.
Sure.
The recoil is also something to deal with as you progress.
Yeah.
And the gas.
It comes with a 10.5-inch barrel, half by 28 muzzle pitch, upper receivers 4 pounds 8 ounces, rate of fire 650 to 700 rounds per minute.
So that's very close to a carbine.
Yeah.
Like M4 carbine, I think is what
it's.
I don't know if it's the M4A1 or whatever sub-military nonsense. Somebody said a Mark 19 in the comments for a machine gun. Those are destructive devices because they shoot grenades.
No, full auto. It's a machine gun.
It's a machine gun?
Machine gun trumps all.
Even DD?
Machine gun is the top of the pile.
Okay, all right.
Top of the pile in NFA hierarchy.
But you'd still have to, if you wanted to shoot HE, you'd have to buy...
Well, you would... Each projectile would theoretically be a destructive device. So yes, but money's no object in assuming you could get whatever you want.
Assuming you could get a transferable Mark 19.
Yeah. Spikes Tactical. New lower receiver. I don't know why we're talking about it. I think because I put it in here.
Yeah, you
pineapple grenade on the side.
Okay.
So for those of you looking for a new...
Are we past what's on the selector area? It says something there.
Yes, it says Safe Fire and Aloha Snack Bar.
I never was the guy that got into that Aloha snack bar thing.
I never served in the military, so I'm not really sure why I would be screaming Aloha snack bar.
Yeah, you're missing the point. You don't have to be in the military to say that. You don't.
Okay. Well, anyway, the lower itself is... Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh.
You saw something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't see any.
Say it out
I don't
loud.
see any information about it. There's a lower receiver here that is lacking any kind of. Well, it has bullet selector markings, but it's lacking any kind of roll mark. Interesting, and I'm guessing it's a Spikes Tactical.
So
lower here.
If you're into that sort of thing, there's a lower for it.
Yeah, there you go. You can get it along with your unicorn.
I never like. There are very few lowers that come out like that I really appreciate.
Yeah,
I feel like the roll mark thing gets really just like once some company does one that's kind of funny, it just gets run into the ground. By the time I could actually get one, it's not funny anymore or cool.
I agree with you there. All mine have plain. I don't have anything special.
I think the best one I've seen recently was also from Spikes. It's that unicorn one with the color fill. But again, it's kind of funny, but having it around all the time,
I never got the snowflake thing. Calling people snowflakes, it just wasn't.
Well, whatever. I mean, I've got that, so nobody can beat that.
Yeah,
that's out of frame. Let me get that.
That thing is a little obnoxious, a little obscene.
There we go.
A lot of.
Bring a little bit of color into our lives.
A little bit.
I'm just going to put that on the table so everybody can stare at it. Go ahead. Keep talking.
All right.
What else is new?
For those of you listening at home, Project Atrocious, and if you're not familiar with it,
go ahead and Google
John's. That. Yeah, well, you can probably find it on Google for sure. It is John's AR pistol that has about every single color known to mankind, including barf brown.
That's not barf brown. It's terracotta. Thank you.
Sorry. Sorry. Baby puke brown. All over this thing.
And a very rare. I actually have two of these now.
You had to. I pocketed the other one last week.
the one that was on my desk. You stole it. Okay.
I took it.
That's a pink SB Tactical brace.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are rare.
New products. There's new stuff.
Q.
Cherry bomb and the bottle rocket.
Yeah, so Q, based out of New Hampshire.
Look.
Oh, so have you seen the pictures of the
you got very excited.
How well their taper works?
No.
From them shooting. Oh my God! If you go on their Instagram, the official Q, the _official _Q, and you look at the pictures they have from them having shot their guns with the cans on them and then taking them off. There is a very, very distinct, clear line of where that taper meets the inside of that can, where you can see the carbon buildup. Just
the taper on the inside of the muzzle device.
No, on the
muzzle device.
Yeah, on the muzzle device where it interacts with the
yep.
can, and it's an amazing. It just stops there. So anyway, they have introduced the bottle rocket. So the cherry bomb, I guess the other thing is it's their muzzle brake.
I've actually talked about the cherry bomb, I believe, it was on somebody's rifle, either somebody else's rifle and they were being used, or the ghetto blaster I thought had a cherry bomb on it.
It does.
Okay, so that's probably where I mentioned it.
It does. So it works for Q's Thunder Chicken and Trash Panda silencer. By the way, they're the best. They're the best names.
Great names.
They just had another one, something shrimp, giant shrimp. I saw it on Instagram the other day. They have a new and it's I forget what caliber. Yeah, so creative anyway.
So
the cherry bombs
muzzle devices.
Yeah,
from Q.
the muzzle device is externally threaded. They have just released the bottle rocket.
Explain this one because it looks very strange.
Yeah, so the bottle
looks almost like a jet stove or whatever, or like you're camping.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's a cylindrical device that it looks like it has three ports on it. On the lower that are smaller, and then 2 or 3 main ports. I can't tell because I can't see all the sides. Slightly above that, right near the end of the muzzle device itself. And then obviously the hole in the center to allow the projectile. What it is it acts as a thread protector for the cherry bomb.
That's weird looking. So
And it also has an effect as a muzzle brake there, so it doubles as to make it a more effective muzzle brake and a thread.
So this goes
here.
over the cherry bomb.
Yes. Yep. It threads onto the. It
okay.
threads
See, that's
onto
what
the
I didn't
cherry bomb.
understand.
Okay. All right. Now let's see, and I'll pop it up on the screen here.
Yeah.
If you got a better description of that, but that's what it looks like.
So I can kind of. It looks like a propane tank with a few more holes cut in it. Like the top looks like the top of a propane tank.
Okay.
That you would exchange.
Yeah.
And then it's got like a few vents in it. I think the best one is it looks kind of like one of those camping stoves.
Yeah. It's a neat.
It's basically one of those forward kind of type things that works with their cherry bomb muzzle brake. What's the price?
$85.
$85 on the other one, the actual muzzle device.
The cherry bomb.
75. So
liveqordie.com.
$160, whatever. That's
yeah. I thought it was neat.
I really like their style. I like the color of stuff that they do because it's different.
Oh,
so
I'm a huge fan of.
Are you?
Stuff.
I couldn't tell at all.
No,
you got so excited. What's next on our list here?
That's what I got.
That's it for this week?
That's all I could find as far as new stuff. If you
why don't you pull the chat up? Go ahead and slam some questions in there. I think we had another super chat as well.
We did. And the other thing we had...
You're digging on your phone for something.
Yeah, I was just trying to look for... I'm never going to find it.
You're never going to find it live when we're trying to do a show.
All right. Well, I'll give up on that then. We have a super chat from Chris Lyle. Spoke with the San Diego County Sheriff and the department has received zero training on how to enforce new California regulations.
Shocking. How
do we find competent legal help in case we encounter an uninformed officer? Google your local attorney. Michelle, Michael, there's a California law firm out there that you should probably look at. It's MICHEL, I think. They seem to be very involved in a lot of litigation out there. Otherwise, you could hop onto Calguns, I would tell you, and ask around there. Those guys would know better than I.
Tons of information.
Why does Adam have so much animosity for the M1A? Because it's garbage.
Hey, we shot the M1As. We put a video together on the M1As.
You say we.
Ben and I.
You say we like I was involved.
Ben and I were shooting these at the range, and Adam's statements are not far off.
Didn't even have to shoot it to tell you that.
Really, like, I have the target. Why don't you go grab one of those big old targets?
All right, hold on. What distance were you shooting at?
Those giant targets over there were 500 yards.
Okay.
So go ahead and grab one. This will be fun for the podcast audience. If you've got questions, go ahead and slam those in the comments section because we will gladly answer them. There, it should say at the top somewhere what it was shot with. It'll say like 6.5 or
600, 140.
So that's a 600-yard target we used at 5. So bring that over here. So we're going to show you guys this, and this is, let me see. So this was shot at 500 yards. It says 6, but it was shot at this. So this was with a 6.5 Creedmoor M1A. This is an 18.15 inch group. This is like 3.5 MOA ish. 3.5 MOA. I mean, I can't make this up. They can't see the hits, but
I pointed them out.
Yeah. 18 and change inch group. Out of
trash can.
Where's that rifle? It's
hopefully you left it at the range in the trash can.
It's not. I mean, it's a good quality gun. They just aren't that accurate. I'll leave it there because there's a video.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yes, I am going to TriggerCon at the end of July. That was a question as well. So I will see you there if you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi. Come find me.
Cool. We have any other questions?
Yeah, we do. Paul Harrell versus Chuck Norris. Who wins?
Chuck Norris every time. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Paul.
Chuck Norris every time.
News on the Strybog SR9. I don't know what the heck that is. I'll have to look it up.
I've never heard of that either. News on the increase of the tax stamp. No news.
What was that bill? That was in a bill.
It was in a bill. I don't remember. Do you know how many bills?
Oh my god, the amount of I feed Adam on a weekly basis, probably 3 or 4 new bills that somebody sends.
You know what the worst part about it is? You send it to me on Facebook Messenger, so I can't hit delete in my email like I usually do with stuff I don't want to read. It just sits there and I have to look at.
So yeah.
Like your hate mail that gets deleted. Yeah. So I don't know. This week was a little light on new product stuff. There wasn't.
Yeah, well, that happens. It's summertime.
Yeah. Well, you would think gun companies would
welcome
be
to my
hungry.
world with TGC News, where things slow down in the summer.
Oh wow, what's that like?
What's that like? It's actually not bad. I've kind of gotten to a rhythm with it, and
Yeah.
now we've got some great industry contacts that help keep us informed.
Okay, that's good. That's
what's
good.
new and cool.
That is
good. What's coming up in the next week for you?
Good question.
The floor's done.
Mostly, not entirely. Somebody was angry that I talked about that at the beginning. By the way, I don't care.
All right, go ahead.
I got to finish that up. No, I just got some legal work. I got articles I got to write. I got legal briefs I got to write.
Are we okay to talk about the thing that got filed?
We can talk about it in
just
general
briefly.
terms. Yeah, sure. There'll be a.
We talked about it last week because we.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
want to make sure it's filed.
Yeah, I mean, as you guys know, the Firearms Policy Coalition retained myself and Joshua Prince to draft a comment in opposition of the proposed regulation to add bump stocks to the definition of machine gun and alter the definition of a machine gun. And so that got that got
I'm gonna take the mouse and do something.
okay, you do that. That was, I believe, filed. Not sure because I haven't been in the office and I haven't seen.
Put that guy in timeout.
There you go. I was gonna do it. So we talked about it, but we did film a video for that. That will be released after we have confirmation that this got filed.
So when do we know? Because I know the audience is going to want to see.
I will let you know as soon as I know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We don't know how long
currently.
this
Yeah,
process
I mean,
takes.
I expect there will be a some kind of press release from FPC in relation to that.
Okay.
And then
we analyzed a bump stock.
we did.
We analyzed it critically,
We did.
looking for the trigger reset, and we found it.
Oh yeah.
We found it.
Oh yeah.
We found it.
Oh yeah. It's amazing how you find things when they're traveling at 4,400 frames per
I mean,
second.
the amount of stuff that you can see is kind of staggering. Adam was really geeking out.
Well, I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm a hardcore nerd, actually.
But we're gonna explore more stuff with the slow-mo camera.
Yes.
I'd really like to kind of analyze a lot of different things that are happening within a firearm or outside of it.
You keep talking about firearms. I want to see like dogs shaking and like cool things that just everyday life kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's me being a nerd, and a lot of that's kind of hard to. You know what we really need? Rain. If you could capture rain
That's
on
not hard. It does rain sometimes.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Or I could spray water out of a hose.
No, that's no. Take your fake rain out of here. Yeah, no, that was fun. I think that camera will get a lot more use as we come up with some more ideas. And if there's anything you guys want to see in slow motion, like super slow motion, and high resolution, let us know in the comments or send us an email, especially if it's firearm related and it's something we think we can do. We will definitely attempt to make that happen.
Yeah. We've got ideas for days. It's just a matter of time.
Yes, it is a matter of time and implementation.
Time is the biggest challenge. You know, oftentimes, like Adam has a full-time job. I'm the only one.
You have a full-time job too. It's
well,
this.
My point is, you're the only one in Pennsylvania that could help me, and like I do have some help from Ben, but he's not. Like, neither one of you. You both have other full-time jobs.
Yes.
Is my point.
Yes.
So, once we figure out the logistics, there's tons of new stuff coming.
Yeah. No, that'll be interesting. But other than that, it was just work and things as usual. Cool. Unfortunately, not really. But
well, I think we should wrap it up.
Okay. Cool. Well,
who sponsored us this week?
This week's episode was brought to you by Tactical Baby Gear. You can check out all of their cool, nifty things for equipping yourself to deal with your newborn child at tacticalbabygear.com. The coupon code is TGC10. And our TGC Patreon, Patriots, Patronies, patrons, you can head on over to patreon.com/theguncollective and pledge either the $1 Army or the $5 Forces and potentially win this rifle sitting here in front of us. This month's giveaway is a 6.5 Creedmoor Ruger American with the AICS magazine bipod and scope for your shooting pleasures. You can check out the Gun Collective anywhere you can find us on social media. That would include Facebook, Instagram, I don't know if YouTube counts, Twitter, even though I don't think we use that.
I do from time to time. I've been using a little more.
We tweet every now and then, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever that means. At The Gun Collective, you can follow me on Instagram at The Adam Kraut to watch my dog slide across the new floor I just put in. We will do my haircut in slow motion for you, Paul. If you have any hate mail, make sure you send it to theguncollective@gmail.com, where we will promptly hit the delete key because we don't care. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.